Oh shit, it's that time of the year again. Oh yeah, that's right. I took a break last year because there were no good games being released in 2021. Alright, you fucking. But this year's the real deal, alright? Last time was a fluke. This is the real deal. No fucking around this time, alright? Top 10 games I played this year. Number 10, Deathloop. Now, I actually haven't played this game, but I heard it's good. A couple reviewers out there gave it some pretty good scores. IGN gave it a 10, and we all know that any review that IGN gives out, it should be worshipped. You guys remember Death Stranding? You guys remember Days Gone? They left a couple good Pokemon reviews. I don't know, I don't really watch IGN, but the point is, this game, they said it's really good, and I'm gonna believe them. And on top of that, it's made by Arcane Studios. Who's better than Arcane Studios? Don't answer that question. This game is fucking fantastic. It's a masterpiece. The graphics are amazing. The physics are amazing. The gameplay is amazing. The ending is the story. I don't know what it's about, but I bet it's really good. I will definitely be playing this game very soon. The only reason why I put it at the number 10 spot is because I want to be fair. You know, I haven't actually played the game, so I'm going to be fair and put it at the number 10 spot instead. Deathloop's quite possibly game of the year. Arcane Studios, listen, the black guy is quirky, but can you please just make Dishonored 3 already?
Now don't you ever walk around. Now don't you ever walk around. Nigga, don't you ever walk around. Now don't you ever walk around. Now don't you ever walk around.
Here's a game to celebrate some of that Christmas spirit. Wasteland 3. Merry Christmas, kid, you got shit. Wasteland 3 is probably the only turn-based game in existence that I actually recommend, which is a stark contrast from Wasteland 2, a game that still haunts me to this very day. Wasteland is a game with a pretty strange history. It's a game that the company lost the rights to, so they made a spiritual successor, which was Fallout 1. Then that company lost the rights to Fallout, but then later regained the rights to Wasteland, and now Wasteland is like a spiritual successor to classic Fallout. Now, I wish I could be that one pompous asshole that says some dumb shit like Wasteland is a better Fallout than Fallout will ever be. But the truth is that this game is nothing like Fallout, and its best qualities are completely different. I don't care about the role-playing elements, I don't care about the story or characters, and I could give less of a fuck about all the branching paths that this game has. What really matters is the game itself. And, yeah, this game is really fucking fun. However, this game is hard. Like, really fucking hard. So hard, in fact, that my friend gave up playing this piece of shit with me. Now, I'm all alone, forced to fight this fucking Robo-Scorpion all by myself. It's not as brutal as Wasteland 2, since the difficulty settings here actually fucking do something, but it's still unforgiving, and if your build is off, then you're gonna get your ass kicked. However, I got a couple pointers for any newcomers wanting to get into this and give it a try. I may be dog shit at this game, but I have beaten it on the hardest difficulty. Twice. So I at least have a couple tips to help you out. So without any further ado, sit back, relax, and examine the retardation of min-maxing. First things first, look at the starting character guide, copy it, and then dislike this video because you died anyway. It'll start you off right, and if leveled correctly, these two characters will be some of the most important soldiers in your squad. But even with a good character build, this game is still hard as fuck. If you're playing without a key companion. Aw shit, alright boys, get ready. We are about to break Wasteland 3. This companion you're going to be taking is almost essential for any Wasteland 3 playthrough. His name is Ironclad Cordite. He's not only extremely useful, but he might just be the most badass companion in gaming history. Look, I know I said I don't care much about this game's characters, but he's not just a character. This guy is my goddamn father.
I will carry his head to Kansas on a spike.
The reason why Cordite is so fucking good is because he's a melee character, which is a build so busted that core perks and mechanics would need to be removed out of this game just to balance it. Some people might take issue here and claim that a melee build isn't worth it. Those people are fucking wrong. Don't believe me? Look at this shit. Bon, 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 bon. Ultimate attack, stun. That was in one churn. It takes an entire churn just for my heavy gunner to scratch his ass. And you're telling me Cordite had a whole churn to himself dedicated to wiping out half the fucking squad? Insane. Cordite, you monster. Those motherfuckers had families. How could you? Do it again. To give perspective, when you first start out, you spend about 3 or 4 AP attacking an enemy as a melee character. However, get the right weapon and the right perks, and you'll be spending only 1 action point attacking an enemy. My Cordite has 11, and that's not even counting any buffs. Put on the right modifications, and you'll become a fucking powerhouse. The game goes from being too hard to too easy in the span of 4 hours. Combine Ironclad with a handgun build such as Lucia, and you basically just unlocked game journalist mode. Sure, enemies hit hard, but you hit harder. Much harder. Oh, and your sniper character? Pff, don't even get me started. Enemy bosses will die before they even get violent thoughts. Your critical hits are so fucking powerful, they break the space-time continuum and kill a random character in a different game that doesn't even exist yet. Once you get to this godly point, it's basically backseat gaming from here on out. I love this game, and I recommend it to anyone who is even slightly interested, because there's not too many games out there where you can fuck a goat, audition for a porno, and decide between overthrowing a robotic commune or fighting Ronald Reagan within the span of 7 hours.
Would you like to socialize with me?
The game has a sharp sense of humor, the writing, when I'm paying attention, is very witty and charming, the gameplay is top-notch, and the soundtrack is some of the best I've heard in a while. Play this game, and I swear, you will come out the other side satisfied and ready to replay it all over again. With a friend. This game is funny, this game is memorable, this game is replayable, this game is hard, this game is frustrating, this game is clunky, this game is pretty good. Oh, but beware, this game is a little unstable. It was made on Unity, you see, and Jesus fucking Christ, you can tell. Holy shit, look at that.
Voodoo, my blood is living. Blood, taste, I'm chillin'. Jimmy got soul, let me mimic. It's not quite right, you must be a cynic.
Hey everybody, GreenX here. I'm here with the new Witcher 3 next-gen update. It's looking pretty good, you know, a couple glitches here and there, but I think it looks pretty fantastic. It's running pretty good, I'd say. I've only had a couple issues here and there with performance things and like texture pop-outs, but it looks amazing. CD Projekt Red has absolutely outdone themselves. What the fuck is that? Alright guys, I'm just gonna start off by saying that The Witcher 3 is one of the best, most engaging, captivating, emotional, and well thought out card games. I have never in my entire life liked card games. I think Magic the Gathering fans have some serious issues with hemorrhoids, and Dungeons & Dragons just consists of crypto bros that listen to too much Eminem. The Witcher 3's card game, Gwent, on the other hand, is a completely different story. The main plot is that you have to collect every Gwent card to ever exist. You meet a lot of interesting people along the way, and eventually learn the true meaning of friendship. Gwent is a fucking masterpiece of game design. It is a game that beats out most AAA titles that have been released in the past 15 years. It's a joy to play, and it's why I always come crawling back to this game. Oh, and the side story is alright, I guess. Alright, I guess we gotta talk about the optional story mode questline. You play as Geralt, who has a daughter, but not really daughter, named Ciri, and you need to stop the wild cunt from taking her away and giving her to Child Protective Services or killing her or some dumb shit. I don't give a fuck. The best part about the story is Geralt, who is one of the most deadpanned and apathetic characters I have ever seen in my entire life. And this guy is fucking based. All he does is go around asking to play Gwent at the most inappropriate times.
Ever play Gwent?
Geralt, we're at a funeral.
How about you take a break from hockey? We play cards instead. A game of Gwent. How about it?
on! I wanted only to live like you! Help me, kind folk! Please!
Oh my god. They're burning them alive! I have to do something!
See, you're still seeking to lose. I'm
Yeah,
game.
fuck you, you fucking dwarf. I'll show you. Oh my fucking... Fuck! Ah! The main antagonist is pretty badass, and a great match for Geralt. After an intense build-up to the final encounter, both Geralt and Eredin settle their score with a match of Gwent. Whoever loses instantly gets decapitated by an unknown force, presumably by the Magic the Gathering gods. Of course, the 4 lieutenants, Diabeto, Jonathan Type 2, Habibi, and Boogie with a hoodie. I'm getting sidetracked though. Let's talk about The Witcher 3. Easily the best thing about The Witcher 3 is its side quests. I have never seen such perfect consistency in writing when it comes to side quests. I can say with full confidence that The Witcher 3's side quests not only beat out many other RPGs' side quests, but entire main storylines from other games. I could talk about my list of complaints for this game, but it always gets washed away from how good The Witcher is at handling its narrative and side content. And for a single player game, it has amazing longevity. The fact that it's still getting major content updates to this day says a lot about how loved this game really is, and how proud the devs are that they managed to shit this out in Poland. God bless that country. I loved nearly everything about this game. For an RPG, it has pretty good combat. The storyline is engaging and always interesting, the side quests are perfect, and the soundtrack is some of the best in the business. And Gwent is unironically better than your game of the year. So good, in fact, I'll soon be hosting a Discord for us all to get together and to play each other in Gwent. All of you are welcome to join. However, if any of you go Scoia'tael, I will kick you from the Discord server and change my profile picture to a poorly compressed image of your IP address. And if any of you have Scorch cards, I'll just mail you a fucking pipe bomb.
Steve, these headphones are fucked up. It's only coming out at one side, like the... Should I just bear with it or what? Shit. They're fucked.
MGS1. It's crazy to think that this game was released in 1998. This game has sections that would never fly in later Metal Gear titles. This was the first Metal Gear Solid, and they came out swinging. Obviously, the story is amazing, the soundtrack is perfect, and the atmosphere is impenetrable, but the gameplay held up so much better than what I was expecting. The espionage is fantastic, the boss fights are some of the best I have ever seen, and ironically, this is probably the most out-of-the-box Metal Gear Solid game in the franchise. Because of this, however, some people may have issues with this title. It's a very raw version of MGS, so you're gonna run into some bullshit moments. The pacing can go from absolute perfection, non-stop action, to an abrupt halt with too much backtracking. There's some sections here that some players will just absolutely hate, like the tower staircase. I hate this fucking staircase. There are 1 or 2 boss fights here that, while still fucking amazing, are a little too clunky and hasn't aged as well. But all of this is completely overlooked by the fans, including myself. Why is this? Well, it's because the narrative is emotional and gripping. The gameplay is satisfying and fresh, the soundtrack is immediate ear candy on first listen, and the story leaves you with an overwhelming feeling of nostalgia, accomplishment, and a sense of pride for being alive at the right time, able to experience this game. Something that I don't really feel with a lot of games anymore. Not even the old ones. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that Metal Gear Solid 1 is one of the weakest entries in the franchise. And it's still one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life.
You've got a great butt.
I know
boys, pay attention. This is where we start talking about games that I actually like. Let me put on my best Maxor impression and tell you little idiots about a game called Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill is probably one of the only games where if you have a seizure playing it, that just means you're popping off on some sick combos and you're playing the game right. The game would actually be eligible for a refund if it didn't give you a brain aneurysm. The insane visuals, fast-paced gameplay, mixed in with a versatile soundtrack gives the type of experience that even LSD struggles to match. Alright, what the hell is this? Why the hell is it closed? How do I get past? Ah! If you're tired of the same regurgitated bullshit seen in most FPS games today, take a break and try out this indie game that may or may not set your ass on fire. This game is technically not finished yet, which may turn some people off, but I can confirm that the content the game has to offer is more than enough given the asking price. And considering that people are saying that this game is a competitor to Doom Eternal, that should tell you enough. And hell, a shitload of content got added in this year, so now is a more perfect time than any to try it out. The core gameplay is perfect. The only thing that really matters at this point is that the level design stays consistent in its quality. And I think so far, it's pretty great. Oh wait, there's a water level. Never mind, this game sucks. RimWorld is the best organ harvesting simulator on the market, and now, with the new biotech DLC, which adds in children, it enables you to somehow be even more depraved, because now I'm currently running child slave trade organizations. I'm convinced that if I ever do land up in court, footage of my RimWorld playthroughs will be used against me. One of the best parts of RimWorld for me is how you interact with other factions. You could either improve relations with them to the point where they join in on your skirmishes, or just annoy the fuck out of them. Here's an example. There are these waste packs, which are basically packs of pollution. If one were to, let's say, decompose, it would pollute the area. And, I have a lot of them. Look, I'm trying to run a cannibalization business over here. The last thing I need to be worrying about is fucking climate change. But there was something that I noticed. A nearby faction was in need of more supplies, and was willing to take anything I can give. So, I had an idea. I got my horse, packed it with all the waste it could carry, and made my way to their base. I would then proceed to drop off every waste pack that I had, and watch as my relations improve drastically. Call me the diplomat, because now I am probably the most hated man on the rim. That's what happens when you do good. They just want to see you crucified. I'm like Nipsey Hussle. Fuck this whack-ass planet. I'm taking my cannibal business somewhere else. Meet Conway. Dude is an absolute maniac and is the top G of cannibalization and human trafficking. I'm starting to see a parallel here. He used to run it solo dolo until he settled down on the rim and people started showing up in hopes to obtain his deep wisdom. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. He captured a fuck ton of people and ate them. These are the only survivors. He used to have a wife, but he eventually broke up with her because he got sick and tired of her bitching about the fact that he was eating other people. Relatable. Anyway, he ate her too. Being a cannibal is the fun mode of RimWorld. Anytime my guy is in a bad mood, I just make him eat a rotting corpse and then he gets a fat mood buff. Don't even get me started if he's a psychopath too. He'll literally witness the most vile shit to ever grace God's regretful creation and he'll be completely unfazed. And now, thanks to the new DLC, I've basically turned this guy into an unstoppable force of power. Because now, not only is he a cannibal, he is also a fucking vampire. Aside from being able to jump super far and shoot fucking spines out of his back, the guy can feed on other people to obtain their life energy and kill them in the process if done so many times. He can also instantly heal other people, but why? Well, why would he want to do that, huh? If you couldn't tell, I'm reviewing the DLC. It's very good, and it's also $30. You know what else is $30? RimWorld. The base game. Wait, what? Biotech is an amazing expansion. Is it worth $30? Hell no. But if you were to, let's say, ignore my advice and get the DLC anyway, you would still have a lot of fun. RimWorld's DLCs are basically just mods with a price tag. We let it slide though, since Tynan is just so goddamn handsome. Fuck. Alright, this game is making me zesty. Let's move on. To wrap up, RimWorld is great, and I wish I had more time to talk about it. If you like what you see, scrounge up $30 in chains and buy it. And don't worry about performance issues. I ran this on my dad's shitty work laptop with all 100 mods enabled, and I didn't crash once. Play RimWorld today and discover the joy of eating without a table. Hey everybody, welcome back to the GTA 4 speedrun. We in this bitch. My fucking screen's fucking up, but that's all good. I'm already here, baby. What's up? I'm already here. That's how I do shit. Fresh out of the hospital, let's go. All my wounds healed. Holy shit! In GTA 4, you play as Victor Commune, and your main objective is to get bitches on lovemeat.net. The story is pretty good, I guess. This shit is depressing. I don't want to talk about the story anymore. But lovemeat.net, look at all these bad bitches. Nico Bellic's dating profile, let's go. Likes, cheesesteak subs, big booty Latinas, dislikes, broke niggas, Israel. What? I am a man that needs to be held by big strong arms. What? Yo, this Teekmon foofy ass motherfucker.
Nico, you wanna go on a date?
Is it a big booty Latina?
That's the thing, it's a guy.
Faggot.
No, dude, listen!
GTA 4 is the best game ever. Just make sure you downgrade it on PC, because Rockstar, the cunts, removed the best station out of the game. Vladivostok. I might review this game in the future, I'm not sure, but all I know is that this game, GTA 4, is hands down the best game in the franchise, not only in terms of story, but in terms of pure gameplay, which is the most important. Gunfights and chases can either be really short and really clean, or the most chaotic bullshit ever. GTA 4 is one of the only games in existence that can make me laugh consistently, which is ironic, considering how fucking depressing this game is. But this game has some of the most goofiest AI I have ever seen. They react just like real people, which is what makes it so funny. It's not that uncommon to see a traffic jam and two taxi drivers beating the ever-living shit out of each other. Everybody in GTA 4 is so fucking unhinged, and this, thankfully, carries over into its story. One of my favorite characters of all time has to be Lil Jacob, who was quite possibly the best supporting character in video gaming history, with the most likable personality, despite the fact that the average player can't even understand what the fuck this guy is saying. The guy just wants to help out Nico, he's always with him. If you ain't got bros like him when you're riding out through the treacherous suburban neighborhoods, then, you ain't really riding. I'm serious, by the way. You better have subtitles on. If you don't, you will not understand a single word this motherfucker is saying.
Yeah, fuck you, fucking reggae idiot bitch!
You want blood clot, cause I didn't even bomb.
There is nothing more satisfying than picking up vanilla bitches in my Corvette, especially when I have on my $300 Giovanni sunglasses. Bitches love my $300 Giovanni sunglasses. I'm gonna kill this bitch. Noida is the most frustrating game I have ever played, and I cannot stop playing it. Noida is a 2D roguelike. Alright, I'm out of here. Look, usually I fucking hate roguelikes, but this one is pretty unique. In Noida, you play as a supercharged 4chan wizard who uses wands to destroy his enemies. The catch is that you make these wands. The game loop of Noida consists of trying to create the most busted wand possible. There are no rules. The game is unbalanced, and that is the point. It's eat or be eaten. Bust or thrust, ejaculate or evacuate. Your key to success will be spell wrapping your wands, which basically means creating rapid fire spells. Take this wand for example. I put a sparkling bolt on it. Alright, just one spell. Now let's put 2 sparkling bolts on it. Boom, there we go. Nothing crazy, but we're improving. Now, what if we put this chainsaw on it, which will decrease the recharge time? Damn, alright, now we got something. But wait, let's put on this add mana spell, and then holy shit, look at that. This is the most basic example of spell wrapping. Combine this with lightning or explosives, and then holy shit, you become a literal nuclear weapon with legs. The most impressive thing to me about Noida is how good the destruction physics are. Everything you see can be destroyed and cut through. Combine this with the crazy ass mobs the game throws at you, and everything starts getting a little chaotic. Really, the only reason why I put this game on the list is so I could justify the fact I have 40 hours clocked into this game, and I still have yet to kill a single boss. I really don't have much else to add because of that, so here's a clip of me playing Gmod.
You're gonna have to get rid of this sign, or at least change.
So what, like you say the N-word for $10,000?
I mean, I don't have an AK-47.
Well, my bad.
Don't
How
get
do I get a
suspicious of me or
license?
anything. I don't have any guns.
But no, you license, my boy. This.
Oh yeah, loser. Imagine not having a license, bro. Loser.
Alright.
Man, I should just kill you for not having a license. I'm joking. It's a BB gun. It's not real.
Here. It's a BB gun, you say?
Yeah, it's a BB gun. I think it is. Hold on. I thought it was a BB gun. I swear. Elden Ring is a game, unfortunately, and it's pretty damn great. It has its issues, some bosses I'm not the biggest fan of. There's a couple brutal runbacks to bosses, and the graphics are dog shit. Look at this, it looks pixelated. Regardless, Elden Ring has probably given birth to my all-time favorite self-insert OC husbando, Hypericus. His chin, thick. His dick, even thicker. Hypericus is one of the most renowned researchers in Elden lore. Once a master of the arcane arts, now a professional boob inspector. He has it all. The skills, the smarts, the charisma, and the looks. Especially the looks. Which is why I always wear a mask, because if I were to take it off, every hostile mob in my immediate radius would run towards me, and then the game would have a really wonky transition into a Skyrim sex mod where they start sucking on my penis. Hypericus doesn't swing that way though, because he already has a lover, Ronnie. Ronnie is my babe, my girl, mommy, and I am ready to spam Moonveil on anyone who opposes our love. Did you know that originally Ronnie only had 2 arms? That's right, she had to grow 2 extra hands just to fully handle my cock. I love her, and after I kill this Elden queer, or whatever the fuck his name is, I'm gonna marry her. Although I did have to fuck over my best friend just to get to her. And after making her my woman, he began to, act up. Oh, what's wrong, bro? Did I cuck you too hard? Sorry, dude. Ronnie is my babe. Go get your scruffy ass on. Why do you smell like vinegar? Oh, shit! People complain about the bosses for this game being too hard. Boo fucking who, go play Dark Souls 2 DLC, I don't care. However, there are a couple questionable moves that bosses have. Right off the bat, you got Margit, which is a boss that took solid rev 10 hours to beat. So if you're new to this game, you're probably gonna get stuck on this guy and contract a very rare disease called dog shit at the game-initis. However, I have a rapier. So, I don't have that problem. Best advice I can give you, level up. This is not like other Souls games, so take advantage of that. Elden Ring is without a doubt my favorite Souls game. I know, it's still new. People are still gooning over it, but there's not that many times where I had to disconnect myself from a game because it was too addicting and was blocking my workflow. This is one of those games. I had a lot of fun with it, and it's worth every dollar. It is replayable to no end, the story and characters are amazing, and the world building is perfection. And it's also probably the most accessible Soulsborne game. So if you're relatively new to the franchise, this is a good one to pick up. And that's not all. Elden Ring has a quality that beats out every other video game in existence. The absolute best thing about Elden Ring is its porn. Also, best weapon in the game, Bloodhound's Fane. I don't care if I'm a basic bitch. This sword is fucking awesome. Stop tickling your G-spot with the hilt of your Moonveil sword and get a real weapon.
You don't need a reason. Let the day go on and on. Let the rain fall down.
Hey, do you want to get on Uno so I can make my upload tonight? I don't have Uno. Yes, you do, you fucking tard. It came free with your fucking Xbox. I don't have an Xbox.
Listen here, you motherfucker. Lie to me again. I don't have Uno. You have Uno!
God of War. Gee, Everyone's so surprised. It's not like there were only 2 good games released this fucking year. Now, similar to my last top 10 list, there seems to be quite a bit of controversy regarding the game at our number 1 spot. Elden Ring got a couple hit pieces thrown its way, but God of War Ragnarok has been through the fucking ringer. Despite critical acclaim, this game has been getting a lot of criticism online. Some of it valid, and a lot of it pretty fucking retarded. This game has issues, just like every other game on the list, except Metal Gear Solid 1. That game is perfect. So, let's get that out of the way first. Ironwood is the only bad part of the game. It introduces an uninteresting character that gets way too much focus as the story begins leaning heavily into the prophecy subplot, leading to some on-the-nose writing which destroys some of the tension for what would come later in the game. Because now, the characters are focusing so much on it, it starts sounding silly and cliche. It's also around 2 hours long. That's longer than Noida, and that's a game on this list. Jokes aside, it fails in not only gameplay, but writing and character development as well. But talking to other people online, you would think the entire game consists of this one part. The common argument against God of War is, there's too many cutscenes and barely any gameplay. Have we been playing the same fucking game? I've seen this argument used time and time again, and it still has yet to make any sense to me. It's like whenever a game tries to actually give a shit about its story, it gets slammed for having cutscenes. My issue with this argument is that no one really seems to know how much narrative is too much narrative. What about Red Dead 2 then? It's even worse there, and people worship that game. Most of the game just consists of watching cutscenes and riding to your next destination so you can watch another cutscene. And once in a blue moon, you'll get gameplay. Fuck man, we just got done talking about GTA 4, and as much as I love that game, 60% of my experience just consisted of driving around in these floaty ass cars. There's a handful of missions where you do more driving than shooting. No one wants to talk about that though, because, come on man, it's GTA 4. I'm actually the complete opposite when it comes to God of War, believe it or not. God of War's pacing, with the exception of 1 or 2 moments, is great. I actually think the pacing is one of the best parts of the game. It throws just the right amount of gameplay at you, and as soon as you start to get worn out, it showers you in great writing and engaging characters. And once you start to get worn out on that, boom, it reels you back in. More side quests. You can sling tree stumps at people, use these weird ass crystals, do some crazy combos, and it makes sense too, it doesn't feel tacked on. You get more fighting sets and moves, better side quests than the previous game, new companions, and entire optional side areas for you to explore. But yeah, you're right, there's no gameplay. And I can prove it to you if you let me edit the video and only show the cutscenes. Atreus gets more of the spotlight, which in my opinion is a good thing, and it was executed very well. And the boss fights are fucking amazing. Right off the bat, the game beats out the boulder fight from the last game, and it doesn't let up. This game made damn sure they didn't fuck up the boss fights this time, and it shows. And of course, the story is amazing. It's certainly larger and more ambitious compared to the previous game. I think the side characters are very good, and I found most of the subplots to be pretty engaging. I think God of War overall is a very safe experience, whereas with Elden Ring it kind of felt all over the place at times. But when it comes down to the whole argument about which game is better, it's kind of a pointless debate when you realize that these two games have very different goals and design philosophies. Just with the story alone you can see it. Elden Ring focuses more on lore and world building, while God of War is more direct and just wants to tell a story. So in that sense, I think both are masterclass. But if you were to ask me which game I loved the most, it would have to be God of War Ragnarok. Whereas Elden Ring had me crying and sobbing like a little baby bitch because of its gameplay, God of War left me crying and sobbing like a little baby bitch because of its story. And the gameplay is absolutely sublime, extravagant, rapturous. This game is so good it's got me talking like a white dude. This game's soundtrack is amazing, the story is amazing, the gameplay is amazing, everything here just clicks, and I cannot wait to see where the God of War franchise will go after this. But as of right now, I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, that God of War Ragnarok is a game released in 2022. And it's pretty fucking good. Alright, that's it. Video's over. That was my year-end list. Sorry it took so long. I got sick. Twice. You can leave now. There's nothing after this point. Just pitch black. Nothing at all. Click off the video. It's over. Goodbye. I'll see you next year, I guess. Are they gone? They're gone? Okay, sweet. Let's do this.
I just love when a nigga bring his whole crew. It's just a bigger piece of cake for get you a hold through.
Bait and switch, bitch, fuck you. Fuck Elden Ring, fuck God of War, fuck game journalism, fuck your favorite YouTuber. Sifu is my game of the year. Unlike most games, Sifu actually does difficulty right. Sifu is one of the few games I played where it takes a genuine skill to play. It just feels like with certain games like Dark Souls or your average first-person shooter, you hit a wall in terms of raw skill. I take a break from Dark Souls, come back, quickly remember the controls, bang bang bitch, I'm back at it again, killing the exact same bosses, no problem, every time without fail, because I already know the game. I can't do that with Sifu. I take a break, come back, and I get my ass kicked by a random dude that isn't even a sub-boss. You don't remember your parry and punish? Too fucking bad. Get swept, dead, start over, bitch. Fuck you, thanks. Sifu is the best roguelike ever made, because it's nothing like a roguelike. This game is basically Absolver, but actually good. Sifu has a satisfying path of difficulty where you do no grinding. It is instead completely dependent on your skill and how good you are as a player, which is exactly why everyone hates this game. The way you parry and dodge attacks, it's all like a rhythm game. You don't really have a specific plan going into these encounters. You're just kind of always thinking on your feet, improvising, making use of your environment, pacing yourself so you don't get too cocky or get too hesitant. Sifu is like playing chess against 10 different people simultaneously, and they're all cyborgs. But sometimes it can feel like fighting only one person, but you're paralyzed from the neck down. It's extremely fast-paced, replayable, and is honestly some of the most fun I've had in a modern game recently. And the soundtrack is surprisingly good. Condensing all of this information down into one sentence, Sifu is the only game worth buying on the Epic Game Store. Alright, we're done. Go buy it. Seriously, this game is amazing. The combat is fluid and responsive, satisfying and brutal. It's so fucking good. This game needs a sequel, and when it gets announced, I'm flipping tables. This game is fucking awesome. It's brilliant, addicting, the level design is flawless, the boss fights are perfect, the atmosphere is great, the plot is engaging, it is infinitely replayable because of its gameplay.
am the Fonz, I am the Jack of Hearts. I am looking at you and you cannot tell I am more than the sum of my parts. I am locked away in a high-tech, wraparound, translucent blue tinted fortress and you cannot touch me. I am invincible in these sunglasses.